What's going on, my people? I started jamming on something about a week ago. I started with the Moog Subharmonicon. Man, I love the hell out of that thing. I think it's just awesome. Um, so, anyways, I put some different parts together, and then I'll tell you, I've been doing this 20 plus years, and I'll be damned if I'm not caught for the first time ever. So for some reason, I'm just having a hell of a time getting this thing arranged. So I have my different, clips and my different sections in Ableton Live. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and solo a few different parts for you, okay? I'll go through a few of the different sections just to give you an idea what I was working on. But I think the key changes are what's totally effing me up. And I'm having a heck of a time with it. So I'm guessing what I'm probably going to have to do is create some kind of, intricate bridge or a little break or something or another to kind of, get this all together. That or I'm going to have to cut out some of the key changes. All right, so anyways, let me just get and show you real quick and let you hear what I got. All right. All right, so as you can see, it's kind of a wreck. I've got some good parts, but what the hell am I going to do here? I think this here is good. I think this section here may end up being my chorus. One of these may end up being my chorus. Check this out. All right, and then I was thinking this could be a verse, possibly. All right, but I think going to A sharp here is what's messing me all up. So I may end up just having to kick this out, kick these two parts out here. But I think this is where I'm getting lost. All right, so you see what I'm saying? Like somehow in there, how the hell am I going to get these all together? So I'm going to have to bring in some samples or something, or maybe do a start singing on top of it. And once I lay a couple vocal parts down and get an idea of what I'd like to sing, maybe then I'll get lucky and figure out what the hell I'm going to do with this. But anyways, I think some of the parts are really good. Check it out. I'm just going to solo some stuff and let you guys check it out. Well, let's take a listen. Here we go. All right, and then I went ahead, I pretty much had everything together, and then I wanted to use the vocoder from the Korg MS-2000, which is over here. I don't know if you guys can see it from this camera here. It's right down here. So I wanted to use the vocoder, but then I ended up recording a bunch of bass lines and different stuff. Look, I toured with that thing with a couple different electro bands, my band, some other bands, whatever. I've helped tons of people out over the years. But anyway, so I have some kick-ass presets in this MS-2000. I should back it up by SysX and back up all my presets, because if I lost them, I'd be super pissed. And the vocoder in there is, one of them is damn near my favorite Kraftwerk song, but I just, or vocoder sound, but I just can't get it down perfectly. So, you know, obviously it's something older. But anyways, all right, so check it out. So here's the parts from my MS-2000. So anyways, that's where I'm at on this sucker. I'll tell you, I started with the, I don't know if I said this in the beginning, but I started with the Moog Subharmonicon when I started doing all this. I actually, I had an Ensoniq ASR-10. Let me move this a little bit. I had an Ensoniq ASR-10 that was in mint condition, had every CD-ROM ever made for the Ensoniq, plus a shitload of my original samples. And I sold that thing for bank. And what I did was I ended up just taking some of the cash out and having, you know, whatever time, and paying whatever. But then I took the rest and I went ahead and invested it back, because I always, if I ever sell anything out of my studio, my motto since day one has always been, put the money back in the studio. Don't take the money out of the studio once it's in. You'll regret it. Now, I will say this. Over the years, I have sold... my studio used to wrap around the walls. I had... You wouldn't believe how many synthesizers and how much shit I had back in the day. But I sold tons of stuff. And each time I've sold an old, this is what I think to myself, is this a vanity piece of gear? In other words, is this a piece of gear that looks good in a picture, but I'm not using the damn thing? Like the old Emu rack mounts. Remember the Emu Orbit, the Planet Fat, you know, or Planet Earth, garbage, whatever. They sounded awesome on their own. So damn cool. But use them in a mix? Not so great. And the exact opposite's true with the Roland gear, where I think like the Roland, all the stuff they made in the 90s and early 2000s sucked. But man, you throw it in a mix, you don't need EQ, you don't need anything. It just sounds good. But on its own, they sound, I think, like garbage. But that's just my opinion. Everyone's got their own vibe on what they want to do. Look, people made fun of me because I've been into Kurzweils since day one, literally since day one. And I still own my, look, I don't know if you can see it down here. Let me see if I can move this down here. There's my Kurzweil right here. So I still have my K266A1. I kind of just pull it out and play it like this when I need to. You guys can't see the screen and all that, but I love the damn thing. The Kurzweils are great. Anyway, so let's get back to what I was doing. So anyway, so I went ahead and invested in the Subharmonicon, and I love it. I absolutely love this thing. So it's its own beast altogether, and I've seen quite a few people. You know, some people love it, but I've seen a lot of more people than usual not dig it once they get it. I've seen a lot online selling used, but there's no way in hell I'd let this thing go. Like, I'm gonna end up keeping this probably forever. So here's the thing: it's got 2 oscillators. Okay, each oscillator has 2 sub-frequencies, and say whatever you want. Yeah, I'm playing whatever I'm playing, but man, I'm basically working off of what sounds like more or less 6 oscillators. I mean, it's the word fat is, the damn thing's as fat as it could be, and it sounds real nice. So I can use it. I can tune everything up, and I can use it with Ableton Live just like any other synthesizer. Okay, but I also can use it as it's designed, where I've got polyrhythmic sequences playing. All right, so as opposed to Ableton, I'm just gonna play something off of here real quick, which is really where this whole damn thing started, was this sequence, but I changed the sound a little bit. So check it out. This is what I got. Or if I want, I can just play it like any other synth. Anyways, I love the damn thing. So let's get back to the song here I was starting to work on. Let's get back to the sequence. All right. So Subharmonicon, awesome. Started everything from there, and that's what I've done the last couple times I've written. And I've liked what I have. I think I have to, what's the word? You know, like with anything, it's like once you start work, if you're an artist, you start working with acrylics, you know, it's going to take you a minute to get used to it. You bring in a new color, it's going to change, you know, maybe your palette. I don't know, I'm not a damn artist, but you get the vibe. Anyways, all right, so back to the track I was working on here. I'm kind of lost, man, so it's going to take me a minute. I asked a buddy of mine, actually, I rarely do this, but I asked a buddy of mine to come by. I was like, hey, man, all right, you're going to have to come help me arrange this thing. So again, maybe I'll lay down some vocals. Maybe that'll help me out. Maybe I'll bring some samples in from some movies. If anybody out there has any awesome samples or movies they could suggest, I have every damn old horror movie you can imagine sampled. I mean, I seriously, for no shit, from 1992 through probably 2004, if I wasn't playing a show, I was home. Back then, I would go to, not Blockbuster Video, but there was like shady, you know, video stores that had a million VHS tapes that were all these weird movies and shit. So we would go there, and man, I sampled every damn weird movie you could imagine. I mean, I knew where every Skinny Puppy song sample came from, and Frontline Assembly, all the people that I really listened to a lot and dug. After a couple of years, I knew where all their shit came from, even their video content. Like, you start to see the influence behind everyone, and I don't know, I guess it changes everything a little bit. It's almost like the Wizard of Oz, you know? Oh, look, shit, there's the wizard behind. That's what he is. Anyways, all right, guys, well, I hope you, I don't know, I guess you ended up as lost as I am, but I hope you dug it, and thanks so much for checking out.